Okay, what's up there, everybody? And we are going to go into SNK's new Fatal Fury game, City of the Wolves, most recent character that has been released for that is Billy Kane, and he is a recurring character. So the first thing we're going to do is watch through the trailer, and then we are going to slow it down and analyze a few different things and pick out some things that are happening along the way. Wait, I want to make sure I have the sound. Let me see, the audio is fixed for that. YouTube, got it. Okay.
It's not your lucky day. I'm in a rotten mood.
Ooh. Ooh.
Getting hot around here. Hellfire! What the hell? You think you're ready? This will be a good clean burn.
Very cool.
Fatal Fury. City of the Wolves.
So we're seeing Billy, and he is a recurring character. He does look a bit different. He is stepped up in the position that Geese was in, and we're going to go and go through it again.
It's not your lucky day.
Whoops!
I'm in a rotten mood.
I keep hitting space to try to freeze it. It keeps moving other things in my computer.
It's not your lucky.
Okay. So, what do we have here? And of course, this is Billy, and he initially, for Fatal Fury King of Fighters in the early 90s, was one of the sub-boss characters. He was playable only on the Super Nintendo version. In Fatal Fury 2, he was a sub-boss character that was playable in the Sega Genesis, Super Nintendo, and the Game Boy. So then that's when he was, obviously more blanketed to be accessible, right? Generally, they say that he's, kind of like Deadpool. He's not a good guy and he's not a bad guy. He's an anti-hero in between. He wants to make easy money and, he respected Geese.
Boom!
Oh, thank you so much, Jolks. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. He really liked Geese a lot, and basically had a big rivalry with Terry Bogard. So, and we know Terry Bogard is also crossed into the Street Fighter 6 realm as a DLC character. He says that he is not a fan of Iori Yagami at all. And he fights with that cue stick, but basically, it's like a staff, and it breaks into 3 sections. So he can ignite it and let the 3 sections go with the chain, which we saw, and has tremendous range in neutral game, mid-range game. Yeah, protecting his sister, the 3 section staff, right? Yeah, and that's yeah, we said yeah, connected by the chain, long range and mid range. Yes. Traditionally, from the early 90s, Billy did have the bandana. He does not have that anymore. He does have these lighter pair of sunglasses on now, and he does have a little bit of stubble on his face where before he was clean shaven, and he has a shirt on. Hmm. And let's see here. It says here that he is the 10th character revealed for the new Fatal Fury following Kevin Rain's announcement, as well as Rock Howard, Terry Bogard, B. Janet, Marco. Hey, thank you so much, Qatar. Marco Rodriguez, Precha, Hotoro, Futaba, Vox Reaper, and Tizok. He is the only classic Fatal Fury character to be included in the City of the Wolves who was not present in Garu, like Terry. No official date has been released yet. It's still sometime in 2025. I I think his design's pretty good. I liked it. I think he looks nice. I like his design. Yeah. Well, my only theory is, remember when we were saying in Mortal Kombat and with any product, you have to take things and you have to try to change them because to get the license to say that you have a new product, you have to show that you have adjustments to prove that you should be getting customers' money, you know? That could be something else that they worked on. So they could have worked on visual changes, auditory changes, things like that. We mentioned that he had his staff. We mentioned his ties to Geese. So that is something that's more canon. So they're keeping that locked in. That they decided to change his looks a little bit, and things that they know that they can adjust with him, right? So let's go through it one more time.
Lucky day. I'm in a rotten mood.
Oh, that was really nice. So they mentioned the voice actor right away on there.
It's not your lucky day.
They just put it right on the screen. A lot of the gaming companies in the reveals and things, they don't do that. That was really good. So they just said, hey, you know, here's the person that voices Billy. That was really nice that they did that. They don't usually, go into that much detail. You have to go into the credits or look them up a bit. I think that was a really nice touch.
I'm in a rotten mood.
Here's that chain. Now, the interesting thing, you know, the funny thing is I keep hitting spacebar to freeze this thing, and then all it does is just adjust all my other screens, which is a massive pain in the butt. Now, according to what I saw at EVO at the booth, was that they have a classic fight style for City of the Wolves, and then in addition to that, they have a simplified style, which is very handy. So you can choose one or the other. And then in addition to that, they're saying that he has signature cannon moves with the pole, pogo stick capabilities, and new moves that they acquired into the game. In addition to the fact that because of the new Rev engine, REV, he's going to have even more abilities to do combos. And you could try to do them with the classic style and with the simplified style, which is nice. Since Terry Bogard's in the game, it looks that Billy and Terry are probably going to be going up against each other quite a lot. They say that, which we saw, because this is the English trailer. It says Chris Sharps is the person that voiced him in English, but the Japanese voice is by Masaki Masaki. And he was the official actor for him in King of Fighters 14.
Fury. City of the Wolves. I'm in a rotten mood.
So, previously they did say also that Billy can lose his staff by hurling it at the opponent after executing one of his moves. I don't know if that would be an option in this one because, it is a different game. Some things they keep and some things that they do take away. And they said in other versions of the game, he can lose his staff when he's knocked out. They said that he has the ability to play the electric guitar. And he loves to do laundry. That's interesting. That's pretty cool. Very, very neat. Modern style. That's right. Yeah, you said that. You said that the other day. You're like, oh man, modern. Yeah, that's absolutely right. You know, a lot of these games are giving people choices between, you know, if we look at Street Fighter, right? Classic, modern, and dynamic. You know, it's nice. It's good to see, because what happens is that people are picking up these games, and people are picking up these games that don't know how to play fighting games for whatever reason. It might be because they're 4 years old. It might be because they're 40 billion years old, you know, and they see the game and they want to try it. But they don't know how to do the combos, or they just don't have the timing for it yet, or they have a difficult time with accessing specials and supers and things like that. So when you have simplified controls, it helps people do better. Now, irony, Heitani is one of the best Street Fighter players in the whole entire world. Did absolutely fantastically last year with Chun-Li, a modern Chun-Li in Evo of last year. He got like 13th place, no, I'm sorry, 6th place with the modern Chun-Li at Evo last year. Sol Ving made it decently far into Capcom Cup 10 with a modern Luke, and from Mexico. Wins World Warriors with a modern Luke in Mexico. Not unusual. Does it very strongly and very well. There's a very strong modern Lily. I don't remember who, but very strong modern Lily. Does absolutely fantastically, and is also a pro player, I believe, in Europe. And there's also a strong modern Manon, but I think they're in Europe also. But the key is, all I'm trying to say is that modern or simplified controls, it's all on how far you want to be able to use them, and it also depends on what is available and what is not available. So the modern controls, if they make everything more straightforward, but they have access to everything, that's fantastic, because you have absolutely everything. If there's things in there that, you know, you're going to need, say, an overhead, or you know, a lot of times in Street Fighter the overhead is what's removed, you know, then that could be detrimental. Say if you would have access to everything, and they decide instead, okay, well, we're going to balance this out by a reduction of damage. Well, that can be, depending on how much damage or how the scaling is, that can be detrimental also. So you have to sort of pick and choose your battles with that. But, you know, simplified controls can certainly be helpful. Now, in Tekken, simplified controls can be a little bit of a mixed bag, because you can have a character that has 100 to 150 moves.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh, thank you so much, Shushi. Thank you, I appreciate it. You can have a character that has 10 bazillion moves in Tekken, and if you simplify it down too much, it's going to leave you in a detriment. But the key is, you could work on your movement, because if you work on your movement and you work on your side steps, you'll get through a bit further than plateauing out. Technically, Kazuya does not have... He does, but he does and he doesn't. Kazuya's playstyle is very straightforward, but it's also very difficult. The key is that you could take a handful of moves for him that are strong and for simplified and try to be able to utilize them. But the key would be all in the movement, side steps and sidewalks for confirms. But long story short, all I'm trying to say is that simplified controls can be a good thing depending on how far you want to go up the mountain of competition and how they're balanced. Main reason was reduce the burden of the mental stack. Even the playing field a little bit. Yeah, play on a hitbox. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with, you know what I mean? If that's what you want to do, that's all that matters. You know? That's all that matters. Some people say, you know what? And sometimes I'm one of those people, and I'll tell you, this is how I think. I had a long day at work today. I just want to go home and loop people doing Barcelonas in the corner. That's all I want to do. I just want to sit there. This was my thoughts in Street Fighter 4. I'm like, I just want to come home, turn on the game, just start looping people doing Barcelona. That's it. That's it. I'm like, it doesn't take much. That's all I wanted to do. In Tekken, I just want to turn on Tekken. I just want to do electrics all day. I couldn't care about anything else. I just want to do electrics. I'm like, I'm fine. Like, don't hit me with a low. I'm like, I just want to do some uppercuts. You know, see if I can link them together, see how many I can juggle, and I'm okay with that. But yeah, I mean, I trust me, I totally know where you're coming from with that, and I think it's justified. But then, you know, there's definitely going to be moments too where we're going to want to expand upon that because you have the skills to expand upon that. So you don't do that all the time. I just played against you the other day. You don't do that all the time. So, yeah. That's right. Yeah, missing certain normals can definitely put you in a detriment. You're right. Andro. Absolutely. And especially for Street Fighter, some of the characters, they do not have overheads. Some. I believe Blanca is one of them. And maybe Akuma. Because I really was researching modern Akuma in 6. I put about 4 days in to looking at his trials and looking at videos online and everything that he had, and I ended up playing him a classic, you know. I don't think he does. Somebody does. I know for a fact Akuma does not. It might have been DJ. It's either Blanca or DJ. But the thing was that I only put like 2 seconds into trying to learn them, and then I said, you know what, I have to go to Classic, and I just play him on Classic now. You know. He has a his medium punch goes like this. I believe it's his down forward medium punch. You can or you can catch him with startup on it for sure. Yeah. Yeah. His down forward medium kick is like a windmill. Yeah. 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 But that's got an even bigger startup of it. So when he starts up, it goes, you know, you can catch him. Yeah. The only way I know that is because I've been playing him since October. I've been playing him pretty seriously since October. and literally pulling all the hair out of my head because I go, oh my god, this character, I love him, but he just drives me crazy sometimes. But yeah. And then Blanca, he has his headbutt. He goes like that. Yeah. But in classic, you have access to everything. In modern, some moves are removed, right? You like modern DJ? He's a little bit of a handful. Honestly, I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm going to tell you the truth. And on that modern list, he's not that high. He's not that high on the modern list, you know? Yeah. Well, is there anything else? You did. Yes, you did. Yeah, I remember that. Modern Kimberly. Almost everything she needs except crouching medium punch. Standing light kick. Jumping heavy. Jumping medium kick. Huh. Huh. That's interesting. Yeah, that's something. I do pretty well against other master players while missing those moves. Wow, wow, wow. That's really good. Sometimes I wish I had them sure. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, you know why that is? It's because you're used to having everything. You know, that's why. Once you start reaching that point, then that's where you want to start to expand. You know, and you want to start incorporating more stuff in. Modern's more versatile. Yeah, I was watching. It was a competition, and somebody had hit a level 3. And then someone else, it was immediately had the response for that, but with another, I think it was with another level 3. That it was an instantaneous, and it was a modern player. And the commentators went, how did they do that so fast? And then when the animations were done and it pulled up the regular life bars, it had an M on there. I said, oh, that's it. Yeah, very, very good, you know. The one button supers. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. You know, I remember a friend of mine that's a very, very good Zangief player. Said right off the bat, Zangief is very good in modern. And considering how much he's gotten buffed and everything, he's up there. He's up there in both modern and classic. Yeah, yeah. The ability to swap from assist back into normal and then back to assist. Huh. Kim's roots learn a different way than other players, having to hold the time to hold. Yeah, the time to hold and let go. Yeah, it's interesting. I was doing some of Akuma's modern combos. I thought that was interesting too. Yeah. People who play on modern, incredible spacing and overall defense. I agree. Yeah, it's all in how you, really, um, modern is an option of how to play, but it should not affect your play style. If your style is a little more zony and neutral, mid-range, neutral range, that basically modern should be assisting your style more than anything else. Yeah, very cool. Assist on your lower pinky. Drive parry on your lower index button. Huh. Lower index button. Huh. For the hitbox. That's interesting. See, that's something too, because it makes me wonder, because see, in Street Fighter they said they would prefer that you play on a pad, but I don't know if they prefer you to play on a pad for City of the Wolves. Let's look it up. Or I don't know if they're gonna even mention it. Let's see here. Oh my. Okay, so the first thing we're going to say is the Rev system, REV, Supercharge, introducing Rev system, brand new tool set that offers unique offensive options from the moment the battle begins. You can use arts, excel, and blows when the SPG is active. The rev meter will overheat when you hit the limit. The rev system has access to all that. Rev arts, rev excel, and rev blows until you hit your limit on the rev meter. So rev blow is offense and defense in a unique move. It's a hard-hitting strike, brush off enemy attack at the same time. Sounds a little bit like a focus attack. Combo into it after the rev art and combination attacks. The rev art, you hit it after a special move, and you can use the motion button to perform a stronger version of it, and it does eat up some of your rev meter. Rev excel, you can combo into the rev art, follow it up after the rev blow is an option too. And rev guard is a special block holding down on the rev guard button. It's a very good defensive mechanic. Puts more space between you and your opponent than a regular block. And you do not get chip damage when you're using it. It says, while you use the rev options, it builds up your rev meter, but when your rev meter goes full and it's overheated, then it's unavailable. You can't do anything with the rev meter, that is. Then it'll be unavailable. It will recover over time the more attacks that you do. The selective potential gear. And you can put it on your health gauge. And it's active when your remaining health is in that area. And then when it's there, then you can get the ability to do the rev blow, increase in strength, health recovery, and things like that. That's interesting. And they have a smart style of controls. That's something. I can't read it. It says you can press the circle button repeatedly and to get a combo. You can hit triangle to do a special. You can do triangle and square to do a rev art. Triangle and circle to do ignition. You can do a combo to hit square multiple times. Forward and backward throw is L1. Oh, you don't like having punches or kicks on trigger? I don't mind it so much. Whenever I used to play Akuma on the pad a little bit, and I didn't mind it so much. Played KI on the pad. Very, very cool. They've been doing a lot of good work on Killer Instinct. Their updates have been fantastic. I think they're working on a new game right now. I am new to Garu and have been learning more about the games and can't say, really? Why? Why is that? It looks good. Let me tell you, at Evo, they had a sign up that said 90-minute wait time. That is how long the line was. 90 minutes. No joke. It was a 90-minute wait time. I'm going to tell you guys something. So, for the past couple of years, I've been trying to do these videos, right? And I do them at events and things too, but I make them a lot shorter. And what I do is I make these little videos and I do them, by whatever the product is. And then I try to tweet it all out. And then I tag everybody and do all this stuff, take pictures, and I tweet it all out. Last year, I was able to get a VIP badge. So it's easier to say, can I get with, whatever your product is? Do you mind if I take some photos or videos or whatever? And then I can circulate it all around and do it. And then I can go and hit all the booths and do all the things. Well, this year, I didn't have a VIP badge. And the lines were so long, it took me until Sunday to be able to, and I was still standing in line. Sometimes we were standing in line for like 20 minutes. Man, I was standing in those lines. I was starting to sweat because I thought, man, I'm not going to be able to get any of these videos at all. I was starting to get pretty concerned. I closed out all of the videos and everything about 4:30, 5 o'clock on Sunday, which is pretty late. But man, I was getting nervous, and it was just that the lines at Evo were no joke. People wanted to play these games, and they were in line for them. Capcom, Bandai Namco, SNK, 2XKO, Psy Games, was that CY? Psy Games? Who else? I'm trying to remember. SNK, Namco, Capcom, 2XKO. Hi. But then the issue was that in some of them they had multiple things going on. Oh, Arc Systems. Oh my goodness. Then Arc had two things going on. They had Under Night and Birth 2 with a new character, and then they had I think the other side was Strive. I don't remember. I don't remember. I think the other side was Strive. And then, yeah, it was the 3 versus 3. I think it was the 3 versus 3. Then in Tekken, it was Lydia. And for Bandai Namco, it was Lydia and Dragon Ball Sparking. And then for Capcom, it was the 30th for the Marvel Collection. And then SNK, it was City of the Wolves. And, of course, 2XKO with theirs. And then we had, you couldn't just, then they had it bordered off where you had to get in line again. I was like, oh man, I don't know if I can make my videos. I was a little nervous. I have to see if I could figure out a way next year to try to get another pass, because it was something. Yeah, because then it's like you're trying to help with other things too. You have competition, and then you're helping with commentary, and then you're helping people with, like, moving things and setting up things. You're going, oh geez, I was lucky I got it though. Oh, Mortal Kombat had Take-Two. That was it. Yeah, NetherRealm had a beautiful setup. MK had Take-Two, and yeah, there was a lot of lines. People stood in them. Man, they were like 90-minute lines. No joke. You missed your flight? Oh, that's a shame. No, I'm sorry about that. Yeah, family matter at the last minute. That happens. That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. Hopefully it wasn't an emergency. But yeah, the playthroughs were very nice. The setups of the booths were very nice. Mortal Kombat had theirs looking like a scenery type of thing. They had it looked like a temple, and there were cherry blossom trees around it. It was very pretty. And then the other booths were more, they looked very tech savvy, so screens, neon lights, very, super clean and mean kind of look like that. Yeah. 2XKO is going to be a big one. Getting used to the alternative button placements now. Yeah, I agree with that. I think so. Yeah, they are really pushing in that game that they would prefer that it's 2 versus 2. And it's very, characters in one button do multiple things. Yeah, it's a big deal. Really wanted to be there. I would suggest, because that's a bummer. But you can't control that. That's an accident, You go next year. You'll have a nice time. It'll be a lot of fun. It's a team game, but I bet you they'll say, okay, well then you could do one person controls a team of 2, like MVC 2. I think. Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah, say hi. Absolutely. Yeah, say hi. I would think it has a solo mode. Yeah, I would think so too. Yeah. All right, everybody. So this was a nice review here. This was a nice review of SNK's Billy Kane, sporting a little bit of a different look. He's going to be in City of the Wolves, and yeah, we're going to see how he does here with his pogo stick, and you know, his range looks crazy. I'm sure he'll be strong. He looks very promising. I think City of the Wolves, to me, it definitely looks like it's a more technical game. Yeah, in my opinion. It's still early though. As of right now, it looks like it's going to be more technical. Yeah, because of all the different things that you get to control with their rev system. Alright, we'll see you next time. Alright. I think that was really good. This was a nice review. This was a nice review of Billy, the rev system, the simplified controls, classic controls, and yeah, what to expect a little in the future there. 2025.